Hi everyone. First, just let me say that I am seeing such improvement in your book talks from week 1 through week 4. You're getting far more comfortable in front of the camera, but more than that, you're getting better and better at weaving important details about the books with your own personal connections and your own passion for what you're reading. One universal area that I think we should all keep focusing on, however, and that I mentioned in a lot of the individual feedback I provided this week, is just the idea of digging a little deeper into the kinds of readers we feel would most connect with or who would most need the books that we're reading. It's absolutely fine to say, oh my stars, I think everyone should read this book, because that's a legit feeling to have about some of the titles that we run across. But as the weeks go on, I want us to think about the readers we serve now, those we've served in the past, or even the readers we were ourselves as kids. And then acknowledging the reality that reading does change lives, and that putting the right book in the right hand at the right time is one of the most important jobs we do. Let's see if we can identify specific readers or even types of readers who need the books we're reading right now. If reading changes lives, whose life is going to be most changed by this book? Not every book is going to feel life-changing to you, and that's okay. But one thing a skilled librarian does every single time they have the opportunity to sell a book to a kid is to recognize that that's a chance to change that kid's life. So, in addition to bringing the heat, as Brad Gustafson shared with us last week, let's just keep honing our skills in making these book talks as reader-centered as possible. Now, speaking of feedback, I emailed y'all feedback for your week 3 book talks via Flipgrid itself. So you'll get that in whatever email account you provided to Flipgrid. If you don't get it, let me know and I'll get it to you another way. But I responded via video for your week 4 Flipgrid videos, and beginning with those book talks, I've tried to make sure that my feedback includes both things I loved about your book talk and an area of potential growth. As you are giving feedback to your classmates, I want to encourage you also, to whatever degree you feel comfortable, to include some feedback that'll help your classmates improve. I often employ the GLOWs and GROWs protocol for this work, meaning that I like to make sure that the feedback I include has at least one glow, or an area where you're already glowing with awesomeness in it, alongside a grow, or an area where you still have room to grow. All of this comes from a place of sincere admiration for the work you're doing, with also a desire to help you get better. So please feel free to employ that protocol if it would help you as you're giving feedback to your classmates. All of that said, I also just want to give a quick shout out to Emily and Gina this week, whose book talks I starred in week 3, and to Rabina and Vincent, whose feedback responses to many of your videos was really top notch. It's genuinely moving for me to see you all connect through the books that we're reading together. After all, that's kind of the point of stories in literature, right? Kate DiCamillo famously said that stories connect us, and I love seeing that play out in an environment like this, a totally online class where most of us will never meet each other. That's honestly magical to me. Anyway, on to week 5. This week we're going to be focusing on books that have either won or that qualify for the Printz Medal. Some of you may already have noticed that one of your required readings this week is actually the 3rd in a series of graphic novels. Thought long and hard about assigning a book at the end of a series, but in the end, I decided to do so because, number one, although reading the first 2 books will enhance your experience, the 3rd book really does stand alone. You'll be fine, or it won't be confused if you haven't read the first 2. But also, because the year that this book won the Printz Medal, it was also the most decorated book in YMA history, meaning that it received more Youth Media Award honors that year than any other book had in the history of the awards. And I will be interested to hear what your all's thoughts are on that as you read that book this week in comparison to many of the others we've read. finally, as you head into week 5, I just want to say one more time how much I appreciate how patient you all have been with my travel schedule. I'm hitting the road again this week and one more time at the beginning of March, and then things will slow down just a little bit. But until then, keep sending me your messages via email, via Canvas, via text, via smoke signal, via carrier pigeon, however you need to reach out to me. Please keep doing that, and I will do my very best to make sure you're a priority and that I get back to you in a timely manner. Anyway, I hope you all have had a great week. I really appreciate your hard work. Thank you so much for all the efforts you're putting into this course. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, and happy reading, everyone.